Another new hero has been added to Deadlock, and this time it was Silver that won the hero vote. So far, she is a very interesting character. She is basically a 2-in-1 hero. She's not only her base form who runs around with a shotgun, she also transforms into this brawler werewolf mode. In today's video, I want to go over all 7 of this hero's abilities and give you some tips and tricks and some good items to buy on this hero when you're playing her for the first time this week. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Deadlock news and updates going forward. So her gun is pretty simple. It's just a shotgun with an ammo count of 5. It has pretty decent range, but an extremely slow fire rate. Let's start with her base form abilities, and then we'll do her werewolf form abilities later. So her base form 1 is called Slam Fire. Instantly reload your gun. You gain bonus fire rate and deal bonus weapon damage based on the target's health for a limited number of shots, but suffer from reduced accuracy. We can see the upgrades give reduced cooldown, more weapon damage, and on tier 3, if you hit all the shots of Slam Fire, you deal 10% of current health as damage. So pressing the ability key will fully reload your gun, and for a max of 3 shots, you will rapid fire them and do an increased amount of damage to that target. Moving on to her second ability, it's called Boot Kick. Dash forward and kick the first enemy hit, dealing melee damage while pushing yourself off and marking them. Shooting the marked target deals spirit damage and removes the mark. So this ability is really just a simple close the gap, and once you hit the target, you'll bounce backwards and knock the enemy further away from you. You can use this ability as a movement and traversal ability, similar to Billy's Rising Ram. You can use it to close the distance on rooftops and get you out of situations. Her third ability is called Entangling Bola. Throw a bola dealing spirit damage, applying slow and preventing movement abilities, stamina, or jumping. The upgrades are even more of a move speed reduction, increased debuff duration, and the tier 3 upgrade will ricochet to 2 additional targets. So it's really as simple as hitting this on an enemy and they cannot jump, they cannot use stamina, and they have their movement slowed. If there's a group of enemies, it will ricochet to 2 additional targets if this ability is maxed out, and that ricochet actually has a really decent range, so if you're in a team fight, you should be guaranteed to hit 3 enemies. As you can see here, when you get hit by it, you are just slowed and you cannot dash away. Now moving on to the coolest part of Silver's kit is the ultimate Lycan Curse. Passive, dealing damage, generates Bloodlust, increased at low health. At max Bloodlust, you automatically cast Lycan Curse. Instantly transform, gaining increased max health, move speed, and stacking fire rate on enemy heroes, and replacing your abilities and weapon with their ferocious versions. So her ultimate is interesting because it's on a 22-second cooldown. The ultimate is triggered by doing damage to enemies, and you have no choice but to transform once you reach that threshold of damage. Once you enter the werewolf mode, you cannot cancel out of it. You are just the werewolf form until the duration bar runs out, and then you go back to normal silver form. The werewolf's primary fire is just a very close range melee attack. It doesn't have an ammo count, and as you deal damage with this melee attack, the fire rate will continue to increase. So as the werewolf, you have completely unique abilities. The first ability is Go for the Throat. Deal melee damage to all enemies in front of you, receiving a heal for a portion of the damage dealt. The damage is increased the lower health they have. This ability is basically just a damage cone in front of you that can hit an enemy and will heal you, as well as doing melee damage. The ability can hit more than one hero at a time, and effectively functions the exact same way as Mina's 1 does with her rake. The werewolf's second ability is called Mauling Leap. Leap forward, mauling the first enemy hit for melee damage. They suffer from reduced bullet resist and take spirit damage over time. This is a very long distance close the gap ability, and it can hit multiple heroes at once. And finally, the werewolf's third ability is called Tail Whack. Smash enemies around you, dealing spirit damage. They suffer from disarm and a brief slow. This is an AoE ability, meaning it can also hit multiple heroes at once. The disarm duration is very similar to Mo and Krill's disarm. When in werewolf form, you have a really effective combo of leaping in, then disarming, and then using your 1 for a heal, and then just going full brawl mode with your primary fire, slashing with increased fire rate as you continue to hit more and more heroes. Now that we're done with her ability kit, I want to go over a few items that are going to be absolutely crucial if you want to build her correctly, and the first item is going to be Kinetic Dash. Because her ammo count is so low and Kinetic Dash is just a flat ammo count increase, you can get your ammo count up to 11 and gain an additional stamina bar, as she only starts with 2 stamina bars by default, so this will give you 3. as well as just increasing your magazine and fire rate. This item should be a default in every silver build going forward. Next up is melee lifesteal and its upgrade Life Strike. Silver has 3 abilities that proc melee damage, and melee lifesteal and Life Strike will both proc when doing those abilities. Her first one is her Boot Kick. Simply boot kicking an enemy with melee lifesteal or lifestrike will just heal you. And when you're in werewolf form, your first and second ability both do melee damage, and they will both also heal you when you have either of these items. Another one I wanted to talk about that was just recently buffed was slowing bullets. Slowing bullets now does a flat 15% weapon damage increase, as well as a 30% move speed slow when it's applied to an enemy. And because Silver's fire rate is so low, it only takes 2 shots to apply slowing bullets to a target, making this a really good gun investment early on in the game, not only for the weapon damage increase, but also to hunt down those early kills. If you like being a tank hero and being in the middle of the fight, Silver is definitely the hero for you. Let me know down in the comments what you think of her abilities so far and how you think she's going to be played. I personally think she's going to be built into a tank role, as you just get so much bonus health, healing, move speed when you're in your werewolf form. Let me know down in the comments too what items you think are going to be really crucial in building for her. She's definitely a gun heavy hero, not a lot of spirit, so I don't see a lot of purple item investment being super effective on her. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any Deadlock news and updates. I hope you guys enjoy Silver this week, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.